I'm Andrew Porter from East Coast Yacht Sales. I am on the brand new Axopar 29. This is my first time on the boat, out on the water, and I'm going to take you for a ride and give you some of my first impressions. Watch this takeoff. So when we come out of the hole here, the bow has a tiny bit of rise. The horizon stays within view and is really easy. The 29 is a tiny bit taller in the bow than the 28 was. It was a design criteria during the design process. They wanted to give the boat a little more volume forward for seakeeping purposes. And coming out of the hole, you feel that a little bit, but you'll really notice this really flat trajectory on the takeoff. Let's give it a shot. And it just pops out of the water just like that. 20 knots, 25 knots, 30 knots, and 31, 32 is that sort of sweet spot cruise, and it's just pops out, tiny bow rise, levels off on the plane, and away you go. It's so good. Doesn't need a lot of inputs from the driver. I use the trim tabs a tiny bit. I don't use the motor trim very often. I don't think the boat needs it. It's very happy running with no motor trim at all. If I feel like I want to get the bow down into a chop, I'll use the tabs and just go bow down a touch. Or if I'm going downwind and I want the bow up a little, I'll just tab up a tiny bit. But not a ton to do. The boat loves the natural running attitude of the boat is right where it likes to be. So I'm just turning the corner from going straight into the wind in the chop, and I'm just coming around now. We're about beam 2 right here. Things have smoothed out quite a bit, and we'll be coming pretty much downhill in a second. And when I'm going downhill, I actually like to bring the bow up a tiny bit. So you don't need that V in the waves chopping through, and I bring it up a tiny bit, and it smooths right out. It's really nice. So here we are, we're at slow cruise 25-ish. I'm gonna bounce it up to about 30, which is my kind of normal cruising speed. It's unbelievable. Reminds me a lot of the Axopar 28. The boat feels a little bit bigger and it handles like a little bit bigger boat, but very similar characteristics, just what Axopar is known for. It's the performance of the hull, the efficiency of the hull, the fun to drive nature of the hull. It's definitely in the Axopar family. It feels a little bit bigger and a little bit nastier. It's pretty awesome. So one thing I always remember when I'm on an Axopar is I'm as inside as I want to be. With the roof open, I'm in the wind, I got sun, I got fresh air, and it's awesome. But today it's 85 degrees out. It is a hot summer day, and you notice I just have that cracked, and I think I'm just gonna close it because I've kind of had enough. Same with the side doors. I might have those wide open, and then the minute you get underway and the wind is a little too much, close them up and you're just off and running. No air, no wind in the face, or as much as you want. You're as inside or as outside as you want to be. I can't emphasize enough how comfortable I am here. I'm in like a bucket seat. My feet, it's almost like they're on a footrest. I'm just sort of chilling out at the helm. I can switch to bolster up, and then I'm more in a leaning. Again, feet straight down. I feel very comfortable. I'm right where I want to be on the helm and the controls, and it's just a very natural feel, and I fit right at the helm really well. Headroom too. I'm 6'3", and I've got 3 or 4 inches above my head. Sight lines are perfect. It's, this boat at 6'3", I can see straight out. And at seated position, if I was, 5'8", 5'9", 5'10", I'm staring straight out the window. So we're just coming back into the river. We're slowed down, and I'm just sort of taking in the Axopar 29. It's a beautiful summer day. It was a really nice day to be out there. Nice chop, put it through its paces a little bit. I'm really impressed with what they've done here. They took an amazing product in the Axopar 28, did not rest on their laurels. Axopar took that product, took that design, and made it better. They basically tweaked an already exceptional boat, and they have created an Axopar 29 which gives more of everything that the 28 did really well. It has a bigger feel without feeling like a totally monstrous boat. It has more volume up forward, which helps the ride. Running angles slightly different, tiny bit higher while still being a really level plane. And then they kept all the ergonomics that they're known for. Everything's exactly where I want it. I'm comfortable in the positions, the social spaces, forward, inside, and aft. They've taken it to a new level with the Axopar 29.